Welcome back to our channel World of Coins, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. In the quiet world of coin collecting, certain years seem to whisper secrets to those who dare to look closely. One such mysterious whisper comes from the year 1963, a year of change, tension, and transition in American history. Yet, amid the rush of politics and culture, the Lincoln 1-cent penny quietly made its mark, a coin so ordinary in circulation, yet holding the extraordinary potential to be worth a small fortune today. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, was already a household name by the time 1963 rolled around. It bore the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that had remained untouched for decades. But while the face of Lincoln offered consistency, the subtle differences in each year's minting introduced opportunities for collectors to find something truly rare. 1963 was a pivotal moment in coinage history. It was the final stretch before the major changes in coin metal composition that would come later in the 1960s. The penny was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a rich, reddish hue that older collectors deeply admire. But beyond the metal, the errors, varieties, and mint conditions of 1963 Lincoln cents have turned this coin into a treasure for the watchful. Most 1963 pennies were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, identified by the lack of a mint mark for Philadelphia and a small D beneath the date for Denver. With over 754 million pennies struck in Philly and over 1.7 billion in Denver, the sheer volume may seem discouraging. But rarity isn't always about how many were made, it's about how many survived in perfect or flawed perfection. Some 1963 Lincoln pennies were minted with slight doubling on the lettering or date, a phenomenon called a double die. This rare error, when found in crisp condition, can drastically increase a coin's value. Collectors scan the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty" for slight blurring or shadowing, which is often a clue that they've stumbled upon something valuable. Another factor that skyrockets value is the condition. Pennies that were never circulated and remain in mint state condition, especially those graded MS-67 or higher, are incredibly desirable. These coins appear almost brand new, with sharp features and luster that dances in the light, preserved as if frozen in time. Even more fascinating are the proof versions minted in San Francisco. Although these coins were not meant for general circulation, they were struck with extra care and detail, usually sold to collectors directly. A proof 1963 penny with no handling marks, stored carefully for decades, is an object of beauty and considerable worth. Some 1963 pennies also exhibit off-center strikes, die cracks, and other mint errors that make them uniquely collectible. A coin struck even 10% off-center becomes a sought-after piece, as these imperfections are rarely seen and are often discarded by the mint. But when they slip through the cracks, they become stars of coin auctions. In recent years, auction houses and private collectors have pushed the value of the 1963 penny higher than ever. The attention to error coins, high-grade uncirculated specimens, and rare varieties has ignited a new interest in this seemingly common coin. People are now digging through old jars, wallets, and drawers, hoping to uncover one of these special pieces. It's amazing to consider that something as small and overlooked as a penny could be worth more than a luxury car. But history, rarity, condition, and demand all converge to make this a reality in the world of coin collecting. Each cent tells a story, and in the case of 1963, that story has grown increasingly captivating. Collectors often speak of the thrill of the hunt. Finding a rare 1963 Lincoln penny is not just about money, it's about discovery. It's about rescuing a tiny piece of the past and recognizing its worth before anyone else. That's the magic that fuels this ever-growing hobby. Today, social media and YouTube channels are helping to spread the word, giving everyday people a chance to learn what to look for. The once quiet community of numismatists is now buzzing with excitement, especially when stories emerge of lucky finds hidden in plain sight. The 1963 penny has even found its way into the hearts of new collectors, young and old, who are fascinated by the idea that treasure may lie in the most unexpected places. From pocket change to piggy banks, the possibilities are endless. Even damaged coins from 1963 can hold value if the error is significant enough. One penny showing a broad strike or die cap error, where the coin is improperly struck, has been known to fetch thousands simply due to its rarity and visual intrigue. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have become vital for collectors wanting to authenticate and appraise their coins. A professionally graded 1963 Lincoln cent with a rare variety or pristine mint condition can become a prize centerpiece in any collection. If you happen to come across a 1963 penny, take a moment to really examine it. Look for anything unusual in the date, the lettering, or the strike. Hold it under a magnifying glass and check its surface. What you hold in your hand may just be the key to an unexpected fortune. For a coin that's over 60 years old, the 1963 Lincoln penny still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. Whether it's through a sharp eye, a lucky find, or sheer curiosity, this coin invites you into a world where the past meets value in a most surprising way. So the next time you receive change at a store, or open a drawer filled with old coins, keep your eyes peeled for a 1963 penny. It might just be the unassuming gateway into the thrilling and rewarding world of coin collecting. And for those who dream of a truly rare discovery, here's the most exciting part of all: a single 1963 Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring a remarkable mint error and preserved in gem-quality condition, was sold for an astonishing $142,000. Top 2. In the vast ocean of American coinage, few coins are as iconic and widely recognized as the Lincoln 1-cent penny. It has passed through countless hands, paid for lunches, rested in countless drawers, and jingled in millions of pockets. But among the many dates and designs of this legendary coin, one specific year stands out to collectors and treasure seekers alike: the year 1975. At first glance, it may appear to be just another ordinary penny, but beneath its copper surface lies the potential for immense value, hidden rarity, and a history that continues to captivate. The 1975 Lincoln penny was struck during a time of economic turbulence and transition in the United States. Inflation was rising, the economy was shifting, and the U.S. Mint continued to produce billions of coins to meet the demands of daily commerce. While this may seem like the backdrop to a common and forgettable coin, the story becomes far more fascinating when we dig deeper into its varieties, mint errors, and ultra-rare conditions. This penny features the timeless profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, as it had been since 1909. On the reverse, it bears the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo that was introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This memorial reverse would remain until 2008, but certain years within this long stretch have taken on legendary status, and 1975 is one of them. Most of the 1975 Lincoln cents were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia versions carry no mint mark beneath the date, while the Denver issues are marked with a small d. Combined, these two mints produced over 11 billion pennies that year. With such a massive mintage, one might assume the 1975 penny holds no special value. But collectors know better. It's not just about how many were made, but how rare surviving gems truly are. What sets certain 1975 pennies apart are the rare varieties and unique mint errors that can make an otherwise average coin worth a small fortune. Some of the most exciting finds include double die obverse, where the lettering or date appears slightly shadowed or duplicated. These doubling errors are not visible to the untrained eye at first glance, but under magnification, they reveal a hidden world of mistakes that increase value tremendously. Another critical factor is condition. While billions of 1975 pennies were circulated, only a fraction were kept in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that grade MS67 or higher on the Sheldon scale are exceedingly rare, and these near-perfect specimens are highly sought after by collectors looking to complete their sets with the finest examples. Then there are the proof coins, struck with extra care at the San Francisco Mint. These coins were not released into circulation and were instead sold directly to collectors. Proof 1975 pennies with a mirror-like finish and zero handling marks are considered small masterpieces, especially when found in flawless condition. What truly takes the 1975 penny into the realm of legend, however, are the rare mint errors that sometimes escape quality control. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and die caps, all of these production mishaps can turn a simple penny into a numismatic marvel. The more dramatic and eye-catching the error, the more value it holds in the market. That in the world of coin collecting, the thrill lies in the unexpected. A coin worth only 1 cent to the average person might be worth thousands to a seasoned collector. And when a 1975 penny combines rarity, error, and condition, its price can skyrocket far beyond imagination. Some collectors have discovered 1975 pennies with a floating roof on the Lincoln Memorial, a variety where the top of the building appears detached due to dye polishing. While minor, these visual oddities add intrigue and boost desirability among specialists who hunt such peculiarities. Coin enthusiasts often spend years combing through rolls of pennies, hoping to find the next valuable treasure. The 1975 Lincoln penny has proven to be a worthy target for this hunt. Whether found in circulation, inherited from an old coin jar, or spotted in a coin shop, this coin has surprised countless collectors with its hidden potential. Auction records have shown surprising results. A simple penny found in nearly perfect condition, or one displaying a rare mint error, can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes more. Stories circulate online and in numismatic circles about lucky finds that turned 1 cent into a life-changing payday. The demand for rare Lincoln cents continues to grow, fueled by social media, YouTube videos, and increasing public interest. More people are beginning to realize that the old change sitting in a drawer could be far more valuable than they ever imagined. And the 1975 penny is one of the most talked about years among those in the know. As technology improves and more coins are submitted for grading, the known population of high-grade or error 1975 pennies becomes clearer. Yet, even today, there remain undiscovered gems hidden away in collections or tucked into forgotten jars, waiting for someone with a sharp eye and a bit of luck. It's not just about the money, it's about the mystery, the thrill of discovery, and the connection to American history that each of these tiny copper coins holds. The Lincoln penny may be small in size, but it carries a weight of legacy and possibility that few other coins can match. If you ever find a 1975 penny in brilliant uncirculated condition, or one that appears odd or unusual, don't dismiss it too quickly. Take a closer look. Research it. Get it graded. Because that small coin might just be the hidden key to a collector's dream. And now, here's the moment that turns this entire journey from exciting to unbelievable. A rare 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring a stunning mint error and preserved in impeccable condition, was once sold at a high-end auction for an astonishing $115,000. Top 3. Every so often, a coin comes along that seems ordinary at first glance, yet holds a value far beyond its humble appearance. One such example is the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a small copper coin that has become a surprising treasure in the world of coin collecting. While it may have only been worth a cent when it first entered circulation, time, rarity, and unique characteristics have transformed this coin into a highly desirable piece among collectors and enthusiasts. The year 1976 was a landmark moment for the United States. It marked the country's bicentennial, 200 years since the Declaration of Independence. Americans were celebrating, honoring history, and embracing a wave of patriotic pride. Most of the attention in numismatics that year went to special bicentennial quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins. But silently and without fanfare, the Lincoln penny of 1976 also joined the celebration, not with a new design, but with a legacy that would soon become far more valuable than anyone expected. The 1976 Lincoln penny retained the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a portrait that had graced the cent since 1909. On the reverse stood the Lincoln Memorial, strong and detailed, with Lincoln's statue faintly visible between its columns. Though the design did not change for the bicentennial, certain 1976 pennies would come to be seen as historic in their own right. Struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, the 1976 penny was produced in the billions. Philadelphia's coins came without a mint mark, while Denver's featured the small D beneath the date. With such a massive mintage, many people dismissed the 1976 penny as too common to ever be valuable. But that's where they were wrong, because hidden among those billions are a few extraordinary pieces. The value of a 1976 penny isn't determined by age alone. What really makes this coin special is the combination of pristine condition, rare mint errors, and special die varieties that have turned everyday change into a potential goldmine. Collectors and coin hunters alike have learned to look beyond the obvious, focusing instead on subtle details and near-flawless preservation. One of the key elements that elevates a 1976 penny's value is its condition. Most coins were heavily circulated, showing the wear and tear of daily life. But a tiny percentage of them remained untouched, carefully stored, or accidentally lost in drawers and safes, keeping their mint luster intact. When these coins are graded and found to be in mint state 67 or higher, their value can rise dramatically. Then there are the errors, the rare mistakes that slipped through the mint's quality control. Some 1976 pennies were struck off-center, with part of the design missing or misaligned. Others were produced using worn or cracked dies, creating visual oddities like die breaks or cuts. A few were even double-struck, where the image appears doubled due to a second impact from the press. These mistakes, far from being flaws, are golden opportunities for collectors. A particularly fascinating feature that has surfaced in some 1976 pennies is the so-called floating roof variety. On these coins, the top of the Lincoln Memorial appears to be detached from the columns, a result of die polishing that removes connecting lines. While not all collectors seek out this variety, many consider it a fun and potentially valuable addition to their collections. Even more impressive are the proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint. These coins, minted with exceptional detail and a mirror-like finish, were not released into circulation but sold directly to collectors. A 1976 proof penny in pristine condition, especially with any striking anomalies, can carry significant value in today's market. The demand for Lincoln cents has surged in recent years. Online platforms, coin shows, and social media have brought new attention to these copper coins. Collectors young and old are realizing that the pennies they once ignored might be hiding hidden gems. And with the increasing popularity of coin grading services, more and more 1976 pennies are being authenticated, appraised, and discovered to be worth far more than 1 cent. What makes the 1976 penny so exciting is the idea that a rare and valuable coin might be sitting in a jar of change or buried in a forgotten box. The possibility of finding a coin with a rare strike, an error, or a flawless surface has driven thousands of people to begin searching, and some have been rewarded in astonishing ways. Stories have emerged of lucky individuals who stumbled upon rare pennies while organizing old collections or buying coin rolls from the bank. One collector found a near-perfect 1976 penny with a dramatic off-center strike and sold it for a significant sum. Others have uncovered high-grade uncirculated examples that became the centerpiece of their collections. To the untrained eye, a 1976 penny may look just like any other. But for those who know what to look for, the crispness of the strike, the shine of the surface, the tiniest of anomalies, it can become a symbol of curiosity, discovery, and even fortune. These are the coins that remind us to pay attention to the small things, because even the smallest coin can carry a remarkable story. Each year of the Lincoln cent has its own mystery and allure, but 1976 holds a special place due to its timing, history, and the hidden gems it produced. Whether you're a lifelong collector or just beginning your numismatic journey, the 1976 Lincoln penny is a coin worth exploring. So, the next time you're sorting through a handful of old change, don't overlook the 1976 penny. Look at the details. Check for errors. Examine the quality. What you find might not just be a coin, it could be a rare and valuable piece of American history. And now, for the part that brings this tale to its thrilling conclusion. A rare 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny, preserved in remarkable condition with a unique mint error, was once sold to a passionate collector for an unbelievable total of $12,000. Top 4. In the quiet hum of everyday life, where pennies often go unnoticed in pockets and purses, there exists a silent treasure, a piece of copper history that could be worth far more than its humble face value. The Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1979 is one such coin. At first glance, it might seem just like the others, simple, small, and easily overlooked. But within its copper shell lies a story of rarity, mystery, and unexpected fortune that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts alike. The year 1979 may not seem extraordinary in the grand timeline of American history, but in the world of coin collecting, it's a year that holds hidden wonders. The United States Mint continued producing coins for daily commerce as usual, and billions of Lincoln pennies were struck. Yet, amidst those billions, a select few were born with something unusual, an imperfection, a flaw, or simply a remarkable level of preservation, that would elevate them to legendary status in the numismatic world. The obverse of the 1979 Lincoln penny features the classic image of President Abraham Lincoln, a design crafted by Victor David Brenner decades earlier. It's a familiar sight, a symbol of resilience and leadership. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall, its elegant columns and the faint image of Lincoln's statue providing a fitting tribute to a man who shaped American history. Though the design had been in use for 2 decades by then, the coins struck in 1979 carry a certain mystique that draws collectors in. Pennies that year were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, while Denver's carry a small D, and the San Francisco coins show an S. While billions were minted in Philly and Denver for circulation, San Francisco struck a limited number of proof coins with extra care and shine, not meant for pocket change, but for collectors and enthusiasts. Despite the massive quantity produced, what separates a truly valuable 1979 penny from an ordinary one is its condition and, more importantly, the rare mint errors and varieties that can make it a jackpot in disguise. These aren't the kind of coins you can spot in passing. They require a careful eye, attention to detail, and sometimes even magnification to see what truly makes them shine. Among the most sought-after errors is the double die, where elements of the coin's design appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. When the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" appear slightly shadowed or repeated, collectors take notice. Such an error on a 1979 penny can transform a basic coin into a highly valuable one. Another thrilling variety comes in the form of off-center strikes. These occur when the blank planchet is not properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted dramatically. The more off-center it is, while still showing a full date, the more valuable and desirable it becomes. Then there's the fascinating world of die cracks, cuds, and clipped planchets. A small break in the die can leave a raised line across Lincoln's face or the memorial, known as a die crack. A cud is a raised area where part of the design is missing, and a clipped planchet means the coin was cut improperly, creating a curved bite-like shape along the edge. These rare mistakes can send a coin's value soaring. Collectors also prize the 1979 S Type 2 proof penny, which features a clearer and more precise S mint mark than the earlier Type 1 version. This difference, though subtle, has made the Type 2 coins far more desirable and valuable in the collector's market. Proof coins in this category, especially those graded PR 69 or higher, are gems of modern American coinage. What makes these coins even more exciting is that they can still be found today. People are uncovering valuable 1979 pennies in old jars, inherited collections, and forgotten bank rolls. Some of these coins, unnoticed for decades, are now being submitted for grading and authentication. With jaw-dropping results, the market for Lincoln pennies continues to rise, especially as more people realize the hidden potential in their loose change. With more awareness, more stories are emerging of individuals who stumbled upon a rare penny and turned it into a life-changing discovery. It's proof that sometimes, the smallest things can carry the greatest surprises. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have become instrumental in verifying the quality and rarity of these coins. A 1979 Lincoln penny in mint state 67 or higher, or one with a spectacular error, can sell for thousands, especially when confirmed by a professional grading service. These graded coins are often the stars of auctions and private sales. So many people walk past their pennies, thinking them worthless. But the 1979 penny is a reminder that treasures can hide in plain sight. It invites us to look closer, to examine the details, and to recognize that history, art, and value can exist even in the most common of objects. From a young child's piggy bank to an old man's coin drawer, from bank roll hunters to seasoned numismatists, the 1979 penny has become a symbol of hidden potential. Every coin tells a story, and the story of this penny is one of surprise, value, and the thrill of the hunt. So the next time you find a penny lying on the ground or resting quietly in your palm, check the date. Look closely. What seems like nothing might just be a window into a world of fascinating possibilities. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, a rare and exceptional 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny, struck with a dramatic mint error and preserved in extraordinary condition, once sold to a passionate collector for an astonishing total of $103,000. Top 5. Every once in a while, a coin comes along that rewrites everything collectors thought they knew. It doesn't have to be made of gold or silver. It doesn't have to be ancient or decorated with elaborate designs. Sometimes, the most unassuming coin, one that millions of people once carried in their pockets, becomes a mysterious and valuable treasure. That's exactly the case with the 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that's at the center of one of the most fascinating chapters in American numismatic history. In the early 1980s, the United States faced rising copper prices. For decades, Lincoln pennies had been made primarily of copper, but by 1982, the cost of making a penny was nearly equal to its face value. The U.S. Mint needed a solution. So, in the middle of the year, without fanfare or a complete overhaul of the design, a quiet yet historic change was made. The composition of the penny was altered. It might not have made the front page, but for coin collectors, it was a seismic shift. Before 1982, Lincoln cents were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But that year, the mint began striking pennies from copper-plated zinc instead, which were far cheaper to produce. The new coins looked nearly identical to their copper counterparts, but they were lighter and rang with a slightly different tone. For the average American, this change went unnoticed, but for collectors, it created a unique opportunity. During this transition, both copper and zinc pennies were produced at the same time. Some coins were struck with large dates, others with small dates. These variations, though subtle, led to a stunning total of 7 different types of 1982 Lincoln cents, all with different combinations of metal composition, mint mark, and date size. No other year in U.S. penny history has seen such a mix. Coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with Philadelphia coins bearing no mint mark and Denver coins marked with a small d below the date. Among the 7 types, the rarest and most talked about is the 1982 D small date copper penny. Officially, no such coin was supposed to exist. Denver was only authorized to strike zinc pennies with the small date style. But then something unexpected happened. In the early 2010s, a collector discovered what appeared to be a 1982 D small date penny made of copper. At first, it seemed impossible. But after tests and verifications, it was confirmed, the coin was real, and it wasn't alone. A few others have since surfaced, all struck in copper with the small date design and the Denver mint mark. This created a sensation in the coin world, and the hunt was on. These coins, extremely rare and struck during a brief crossover of production methods, are now considered one of the most important U.S. modern coin varieties. They serve as a reminder that even in modern times, with computers and quality controls, minting errors and transitions can lead to incredible treasures slipping through the cracks. Aside from the legendary 1982 D small date copper cent, other 1982 pennies can also be valuable if they are in exceptional condition or show signs of mint errors. Collectors look for off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, and clipped planchets. Any of these errors, especially when combined with a high mint state grade, can make a 1982 penny worth hundreds or even thousands. To tell if your 1982 penny is copper or zinc, there's a simple trick. Weigh it. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. A precise digital scale can reveal the composition of the coin instantly, and might just expose something very rare sitting right under your nose. What makes the 1982 Lincoln penny even more exciting is that millions of people still have these coins in their homes. They're in jars, drawers, old wallets, and change piles. This isn't a coin you have to buy from a dealer or dig up from the ground. It could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone curious enough to look. Because of the sheer variety of 1982 pennies and the potential for hidden rarities, collectors and treasure hunters have made this one of the most searched years in penny history. Entire YouTube channels and coin forums are dedicated to breaking down the details of large versus small dates, copper versus zinc, and how to spot the valuable combinations, and of course, condition still plays a major role. A 1982 penny that's shiny, crisp, and free from scratches, especially one that's graded MS67 or higher, can command a premium price. Combine that with a rare variety or mint error, and you've got a coin that could shake up your financial future. Over the years, stories have emerged of individuals finding 1982 small date copper pennies completely by accident. A coin roll from the bank, a childhood collection, or even pocket change from a local store became the birthplace of a remarkable discovery. These moments remind us that treasure doesn't always look like gold bars or diamond rings. Sometimes, it looks like a 1-cent coin you've held 1,000 times without realizing its true value. The excitement surrounding the 1982 penny continues to grow. As more coins are submitted for professional grading and authentication, the number of known rare examples becomes clearer, and the prices only climb higher. It's no longer just about collecting. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the passion for detail, and the dream of uncovering something priceless in the most ordinary of places. So the next time you see a 1982 penny, don't ignore it. Hold it up, check the date, look for the mint mark, and maybe even weigh it. Because one of the rarest modern coins in U.S. history could be sitting in your hand, and its value might just take your breath away. And now, here is the moment that transforms this small copper coin into a life-changing legend. One incredibly rare 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring the elusive small date design and struck in solid copper with the Denver mint mark, was once sold for an unbelievable price of $94,000.